Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with another Doom 3 raid video guide for you all. In today's video, we're going to be going through the tech nodes. I want to showcase for you guys my Bionic Avengers team, how I have them built up, and then as well, it's going to be a Doom 3.4 difficulty. That way you can see the implementation and how good they really are for these tech nodes. That said, let's dive into the roster so I can show you the upgrades, respective T4s, and then we'll dive right into the gameplay. So, hands down, I think Hulkbuster is definitely one of the most important pieces of this Bionic Avengers mix. He provides a lot of barrier for the team, it cleanses. In addition to that, he soaks up a lot of the damage. And the best part about having Hulkbuster now available in the game is the fact that you can actually get him through the Cosmic Crucible supplies, right? He was recently added with Gambit and Abomination. So a great access point for sure for such a potent character. Build him up as high as you can because he's one of the most important pieces of this, next to Viv Vision. Viv Vision, really with her being able to flip negatives into positives, cleansing for the team, but as well as her ultimate in being able to apply a very devastating blind to an entire row of enemies, as well as the consistent pattern of the Bionic Avengers generating energy for each other. Her ability block is very much necessary, and again, this team just has so much synergy with the crowd controlling aspect, and really is going to be looking to stick around for quite some time in the tech nodes going forward. So really good to bring them up if you can. Fortunately, you can't find her in the game just yet, so hopefully you guys got a chance to unlock her previously, but not yet farmable in the game. We got Vision, who's been a veteran in Marvel Strike Force now, but it's nice that he's on such a meta team for the Bionic Avengers. He's got a very devastating ultimate ability where we really want this to be refreshed constantly so that way he can actually, turn meter rewind, applying bleeds, but as well having that, again, that ability block just to be able to consistently be synergistic with the rest of the team for the crowd controlling aspect. A great character overall, and nice to see some much love where it's deserved. We got Deathlock, one of the newest members too for the Bionic Avengers, and with him, he doesn't really have a lot of crowd controlling aspect. His ultimate ability, most notably for the ability block, but I mean he just does so much damage, especially with special attack, the Gatling Sweep, applying offense up for everyone else, in addition to applying the two bleeds, right, generating energy and so forth. So he brings on a lot of DPS for the team. In my honest opinion, probably the third most important member of the team. That's why I do have him geared tier level 16. He is a little bit squishier as well, so I'd like to add that survivability where it's needed. And as well, guys, we got Iron Man here to round things off, and with Iron Man specifically, just nice to get that love again, similar to Vision. His Rocket Barrage, most notably, being able to actually extend negative conditions. The attack is unavoidable. And this really helps to ensure all the negative conditions stick on the enemies, but as well he has a very potent ultimate ability here, generating ability energy, but as well doing some devastating damage when placed upon the enemy. So that's it, guys. Those are the 5 running out my Bionic Avengers. Let's dive right in now to the gameplay. Node 1 respectively is probably the easiest one out of the 3, just because it's pretty straightforward and we have everybody at full energy when we begin, full HP and so forth, right? But making sure that we have the right targets so that way it can be a smooth and streamlined experience. It's crazy to think how much harder this was without the Bionic Avengers, but it's nice. Now we got a Deathlock here in the center, actually granting energy to Vision and Iron Man. We want to use Vision's ultimate there to reduce the turn meter. And this is the difference maker here. Activating Viv Vision's ultimate on that front row, you may not have a choice just due to the taunt on Ant-Man. It's going to be huge here just to prevent a lot of damage. And as you can see, by doing that, with Iron Man special to extend negative conditions, we pretty much almost burst down the entire first wave here. Especially with Hulkbuster's ultimate there. So this is where it can get a little trickier in the second wave. You got to manage respectively and timing the crowd controlling aspect. So I activated Deathlock's ultimate there to ability block Nico Minoru, and then we go ahead now and we finish off the remnants of that first wave. But now we just gotta be careful because there's also going to be a Spider Woman that spawns, and we want to make sure that we at least try to control her, or at least place an offense down on her, because she can really very easily flip the tide of battle, right? So we go ahead, activate the ultimate, finishing off Nico. But now back to this new wave here and this cluster of including Colossus, Magic, Spider-Woman, as well as be careful for that Doctor Strange too. He can flip our buffs, right? So that's the one thing to be cautious on. When Wong activates his taunt, that can be a pain point because we ideally wanted to mitigate damage from Spider-Woman, but because of that taunt, it does get in our way. So a couple things you can do. You could try to land maybe a Vision ability block in adjacently that could target Spider Woman, but you can see how devastating her attack is when she is able to go ahead, right? And look at all those negatives now placed on us. We weren't able to finish Wong on time, but that's okay. Thankfully, this team is still tanky, and again, this difficulty is 3.4. So if you just have to withstand the attacks, that could be a strategy as well. But just make sure that none of your guys are weak, getting to that point where Spider-Woman actually activated her ability on us. So at this point, when you do have Colossus Taunt, we really can't do much. I would save the abilities, try to just basic him down. But really, the key target is I've had instances where I could land an ability block on Spider-Woman before she could use her ability, and that would have been ideal, right? But go ahead, keep constantly using the special on Deathlock. He's going to be granting energy constantly, and then now when we get the taunt off of Colossus is when we could focus on Spider-Woman, which is what we're doing right here. And this is where I would start saving some abilities, because keep in mind, node 2 is definitely the hardest node out of the tech nodes, so we want to make sure that our tech team for the Bionic Avengers is full HP, ready to go, have their abilities ready to go, especially with the energy being granted at the start of the battle. Key ability really being Vision's ultimate to start things off in the next node. So there you guys have it, a run through of node 1. Pretty straightforward, but making sure you attack and take down correct enemies. Thank you as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.